Hi everyone, welcome back to Star Ruler 2, the first ones, sort of, and me, Sir Tristan. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Let's pick up right where we left off. So we hadn't done too much in the last episode. We'd gotten Emo 1, best name for a system ever, the Emo system. We got it up to level 2, and so now we need to continue to explore our half of the game, our little galaxy over here. And we need to think about getting this guy up to level 3. Not you, Emo 1. Got it pinned down here. Let's unpause it. It's got 5.8 billion out of the 8. And it's still going to be our primary colonization planet, I think. I have Emo 4, which may actually work out okay. But let's look at the list of things we need for Emo 1 to level up. We need another food, another tier 1 resource, and a tier 2. So let's go ahead and look around for our food. Food is pretty plentiful. Let's look for our tier 1. We have influence, which could be good to purchase some diplomacy cards. We have textiles, which is money. 3 money pressure is actually really good. Let's look at the planet. Nope, not you. Let's look at this one real quick here. So now that the population has gone up to 7, it'll go a little higher, but we have the capacity to handle a lot more pressure now. So I think that's going to be really good. So I think textiles is where we want to go. That's going to give us money pressure, which, if you remember, pressure basically turns into resources. As you apply pressure, your civilians on your planet feel the need. Oh wow, this is all undeveloped. I'm not going to have much space here. That kind of sucks. I mean, I guess I'll have the moon, which will be okay, but all of this is unusable. That'll be a little annoying. I wonder if I can unlock that at some point in the future. I'm not sure. So there's our tier 1 is textiles. Let's look around for tier 2. I do have it paused. We have neutronium, which is a defense. The resource gives half its pressure, but requires 1 fewer tier 1. So to get this to level 2, I'll only need 1 tier 1 instead of 2, but I'll only get, I guess, 3 or 4. So that's okay, but not great. Looking for a tier 2. Nothing, huh? Let's look out this way. Still no tier 2. Here's a tier 2. Influence. Oh wait, you know what? This is actually energy over here. This very first thing. The natural gas was actually energy. Do I have anything really worth energy? Orbital frame constructor makes orbitals cheaper. New planet. A protoplanet. A support station. And a free water. That's not as good as just money straight up, I think. So maybe this psionic reagent, this will be the tier 2 that I go after. And here's a spice, so even more influence I could export maybe. Alright, let's go with that. I think that's a good plan. We'll do textiles and we'll do psionic reagents. That's actually one of the things I like a whole lot about the game is, you know, you kind of pause it and you kind of see what your options are, and then you can attack that from a specific angle. So for sure, the thing I want to do is I want to get textiles up and running very quickly. So let's colonize here. And to get this to tier 1, we're going to need a food and a water, so we're going to colonize that water. Then we're going to need 1 food as well. And remember, we can colonize anywhere in this gray border for now. So actually, to get even this tier 2, I'm going to have to expand into here. And this scout is actually going to do... This scout may actually show something. There might be a tier 2 in here somewhere. But for now, we can focus on this tier 1, I think, pretty safely. We're going to need 1 food, so I'll go ahead and unpause it, and let's just pick up one of the foods over here, I think. Let's do this meat. Are these both meat? There's fruit. Cool. Let's colonize that. And let's go ahead and actually... I'll tell you what, that's 3 colonies in a row. Let's not do any more than that, because each one of these is going to be 80 for a while, and then this is going to get tier 1, and then we'll export over here. Oh, look at that. I'm actually colonizing from 2 different planets at once, which is pretty cool. Getting pretty close to another research. Tactical satellites. Let's take a look at this. A military satellite constructed in low planetary orbit grants improved defensive capabilities to the planet and its support ships, but it must be constructed in orbit of a planet. Support ships assigned to this planet fight an increased combat strength and can independently move across the system in order to attack. Okay, so this is pretty cool. 500 energy to construct as well. So I wouldn't be able to build this at all, actually. But that's kind of cool. So right now, defensive populations, defensive ships like these guys here that are being built automatically from my 2 per minute are stuck here. I can't move them unless I assign them to a fleet, which I have here. So that defensive satellite would actually let me just move them about the system to attack enemies, which is pretty cool. You can kind of focus all your defenses in one spot and then move them about, which is pretty nice. Civilian freighters carrying 22k. I don't think this actually does anything for me, but so yeah, these guys are almost done, but I am getting close to 500 research. So as soon as that hits, like it did just now, when you're in the research tab, you can see I'm not gaining research, so the game's paused right now. I wish it said over here, you know, paused. Like here, you pause it, it says paused. But unpause and you go to research, and it doesn't really say. So you just kind of have to remember which screens are paused and which are not. So we can move in here to shield generators. I do know from my past experience that if you start shield generators, you kind of have to commit to them for them to be any good whatsoever. So I'd have to actually go up this way. Quantum battery, fleet coordination. So if I do kinetics, I might head this way instead. Increase weapon range. Maximum support is actually pretty good, I think. So that might be a strong way to go. Meantime, ship weapon damage increased and all armor. Health of flagships, control computers. You're kind of making an interesting thing about this is you're committing yourself, right? If you kind of go down a path, I couldn't go down here and then immediately jump down this way, right? I have to commit if I'm going to go this way. So I think I will go kinetics and head up this direction. Seems like that's pretty fun. So we'll do kinetics research. And in 60 seconds we'll have it. This might just straight up boost my flagship and my kind of 1 fleet that I have here high enough. What we're at 7k versus, do we have any remnant fleets out here we can look at? No remnant fleets for now, but that could be interesting. That might boost this guy up high enough to be able to actually combat the remnant ships in the area. We'll see. Alright, so I've got this. I'm going to export the water to TAM 1. And then we're waiting for all of these colony ships to arrive, and then we can export this food to TAM 1. And then this should level this planet up to level 1, which will then give us the textiles that we need to then export down to EMO 1. I hope. Yes, good. We just need population now, just waiting on that. And once that gets boosted up to 2 billion. Minus 80 there. Open, please. Minus 80 there. Minus 80 there. Oh, because we still don't have enough. Okay, right. So I don't want to overdo it because right now I'm sitting at minus 80, 80, and 80. And so I don't want to start doing other colonies because that's going to tank my income. So you have to always be worried about expanding too quickly because, again, base planets take up quite a bit. This guy's actually done, it looks like, the scout ship. So I'm just going to send my thing towards the middle of the galaxy. We'll look down here first. There we go. And remember, these are all moving at very slow speeds. I don't have any wormhole stations. And so that's just going to be something that I have to deal with for now. Slow movement speed. I don't mind too much about that, though. Alright, how you doing, TAM1? TAM1 is good. So see, it's now got 202K. It cannot handle the pressure, though. You can see it cannot handle that pressure. And I haven't exported it, so I need to get it exported. Here. And so now that pressure should drop off of here. Yep, it does. And see, so the bank that was being built here is now gone. Its value is descending. Oh no, okay. 250K, pretty good. And so now, that money pressure, yep, imported 3 pressure. And so now we should see banks popping up, or markets. There's 1, there's 2, and a third one should pop up right there. Very nice, very good. And then each market is going to increase. Going to increase how much money we make. 500, so $500 million, or million, $500,000, yeah. 1.2 million, wow, nice. Okay, so I think this is where we want to start building some things. Let's take a look at Emo 1. What are some cool things we can build? Buildings are just expensive. And so I don't think you want to build them unless you have a very specific plan for them. Megalopolis replaces 5 regular cities. Only takes up that much space though. So if I'm running low on space, I can build this and then 5 of these will disappear. I'm really only saving 1 space with this, right? Because, oh, actually, a large urban area covering and connecting multiple smaller population centers replaces up to 5 regular cities and increases the planet's total pressure by 5. Oh, I can actually build it here. That's right. It just costs more. Okay, good. So I don't remember if this actually replaces regular cities or just increases pressure capacity. I don't remember. Support ships plus 40% construction speeds. Pretty good. Reduce build costs on oceanic, not oceanic. This is forest. Yep, and desert. Mega farm. Unexportable food. Unexportable water. Forge increases labor generation. We could do a second factory. It's going to take up a good amount though. Research complex adds 1 research generation, but also creates a research pressure. Take a look at the orbitals. We do have star temples we need to build. I think that's actually a good idea. I don't have any here, right? Yeah, I don't. So let's do that. I haven't built one of these yet. Let's build a star temple. Periodically sends out missionary ships to nearby planets. When a missionary ship arrives at a planet, it adds the evangelized status to it for 10 minutes. Put it near the sun, I think, is appropriate. There we go. That guy's going to start building up. And it's only going to take 30K, so almost nothing. So what else can I build? I think I might want to build a second fleet. Let's pause it. What is this, a heavy carrier? Heavy carrier. It's at 96 strength. Battleship's about double its strength. But it only takes up another 100K. So battleship seems like it's a pretty good purchase. It's actually going to be in order. So so this is an important part of this now. The Star Temple is going to take 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Our current budget cycle is 2 minutes and 44 seconds, which means this will finish, and the money will be taken. It's already been taken off because it knows it can finish it, or start it at least in this budget cycle. So that's good. And then let's go ahead and build a few different ships underneath it. I don't want to borrow from the next cycle. Anything in yellow means that you will borrow some of the amount from the next cycle. You can see here if we built more gunboats, we can't afford on the current budget. So 16K of this, of the 40, will be borrowed, costing 24. So we're basically just throwing away some money there. We don't want to do that, so let's build a gunship. Now everything is yellow. We only have 4K to spare in this budget. So I say we spent pretty well with this budget. Now can I set a flag, waypoint? No. But that's fine. What I can do is I can cannibalize some of these support ships for the battleship that's going to get built. Star Temple's coming along. Let's focus on this thing with Shift Z. Looks pretty good. I don't know why it's twitching like that. That's a bit terrifying. Hopefully the game is not breaking. It looks good, I think. I can't tell. So I can't tell. Looking at OBS, everything is frozen, so we just kind of have to hope that the video is playing out okay. Just about time for another research. Look at the God rays coming off of that. That's cool looking. You can see it kind of behind the system here. It's really cool. Look at our research. Increases the maximum support command of all flagships by 10%. I think this is quite good. Gonna go ahead and research that. So right now, this heavy carrier can hold 483. It's gonna go up by about 50 when that completes. It's gonna be pretty good. Not 50. Not quite 50. But in about 20 seconds we'll see. Oh, Zeitgeist Power. This is a brand new one. The last one I think failed. So if this vote passes, it becomes the current Zeitgeist effect. While active, the energy generation of all empires is increased. Oh, never mind. This is the same one. Never mind. It's a different one. The Nile Kingdom, which we don't know yet. We haven't met them yet. They have the Zeitgeist of Progress, and the Zeitgeist of Power is currently in play. All empire. So I think because of this, right, we have some boost to research. 50% of all energy generation. Oh, never mind. We have no energy generation. Okay, so that doesn't count. So Zeitgeist Power increases energy of all empires. Actually, wait. They're both energy. Hang on. I will figure this out. Okay, energy converted to research, and then increased energy. Okay, so neither one of these do anything for me, so I don't care if they pass or not. I mean, I care in that other nations are getting the bonus, but there's nothing I can do or care to do about that. So we'll see 183 up to 153, or 531. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. They peeled off automatically to kind of fill it up. Yeah, it did. Very cool. I love how it's just kind of automated. Just like, oh, you know what, bro? I know what you want. Don't worry. All right, I know. I understand. The Zeitgeist is going on. So I actually still have a good amount in this budget cycle. It must be because some planets are maturing. So let's actually look around here. Let's look at some of these other planets. I have 8 pressure available. So let's look at some of these planets that aren't going to cost me anything to import. This has nothing. It's barren. And that's also barren. It's a moon. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. It's big enough to fit a moon. We want to find a resource that we can export that gives us a benefit but doesn't cost us anything. And is there really nothing in the whole empire or in the whole colonizable? Wow, nothing. Okay then. So in that case, we need to just build, I think, to expand. We need to, or not build, we need to colonize just to expand. I think here's a good tier 1. We're going to need a tier 1 for this tier 2 anyway, so it seems wise to go ahead and pick up this tier 1. So let's colonize. Nope. Let's, what? Oh, colonize and auto import. I don't necessarily think I want to do that yet. So we'll colonize there. We need a water, so we'll colonize here. We need a food. Let's fish. I guess that's fine. Just do something close. Colonize here. Then we'll set up exporting and set up exporting here. And then we'll just have this planet build the research pressure, or make use of the research pressure to build. Oh, you know what? I did not scout first. So it's possible that there's a remnant in the system that's just going to kill all of my people. Whoopsie. We'll find out. Plus 26, jeez. Alright, so apparently everybody in the galaxy wants this. Alright, so what I'm hoping for here is no remnants. No remnants. No remnants. Okay, good. We're safe. That was a big mistake, though. Oh, none here, please. Okay, good. We're safe. That could have been a huge mistake. Basically just throwing populations away, but we're okay for now. Pretty giant deficit here. Not deficit, but pretty small amount of budget, unfortunately. Are we still building the battleship? We are. But the value is going up because of the colony ships are landing and they're not costing anything. And once these guys are done, again, these are going to be minus 80k each. But this guy on its own will start to generate money as soon as it gets population. As soon as it gets population. There you go, back up to 500,000. Come on, you can do it. I'm okay with the research sitting here. Another zeitgeist. So what happened to the power? Okay, so it looks like it just gained enough, or enough time went by and it triggered. So now we have another zeitgeist going on. Actualization. All empires progress 30% faster when gaining attitude levels. Speaking of which, I did gain my first attitude, or my first progressive attitude, or my first tier of progressive by gaining, I guess, unlocking 2 researchers on the tech grid, which is cool. Next up, I need to increase FTL generation. Oh no, to get to level 2, I need to unlock 2. Got it. So I need to do 1 more, I believe. That will happen soon. Still trying to figure out how to read the UI. You know, just every game is different. It's going to take some time. I'm actually going to go ahead and pin this one, I think. P. Mostly because I don't want to forget about it. This is going to be my tier 1 to level up for my tier 2 that I need to take EMO 1 up to level 3. So I don't want to forget about it. Should go ahead and take a look, and yeah, we're gaining more than enough to offset the minus 80k from the fish and the water here. And we have 3 research pressure, which means we're going to build some tech centers, and that's going to boost our research. Almost ready for another research, which is great. We've expanded our reach a little bit up here. Hey, all right, we got some Peculum, which is a exportable research, which just provides defense. I don't know where I want to send that. Maybe just send it to EMO. But I could colonize it and then just send it to EMO. I got plus 3, which is okay. It's not great, I don't think, but it's okay. We got another research we can do. So we can do targeting, which increases weapon ranges, or increase the maximum supply storage capacity of all flagships. So they didn't really talk about supply at all, but here's your supply down here. When you select a fleet, this default fleet here has 48k. So I'll just read this here. The total remaining supplies stored in this fleet. Supplies are used to fire weapons and to capture planets. Fleets are resupplied out of combat. Running low on supplies decreases the fleet's efficiency in DPS. So this is a bit of a carryover from Star Ruler 1. In Star Ruler 1, every ship had its own supply, And when you ran out of that supply, that ship basically couldn't fire anymore. It just sat there. And you literally had to have supply ships that would travel between home bases or bases that offered supply or that built munitions that would then basically you could send to your fleet. And so you had to think about supplying. It's been streamlined a little bit here in Star Ruler 2, and you just have a supply number that your fleet automatically regains when out of combat. I believe, yeah, see, resupply in neutral, it's at the very bottom, is 56 per second, which is low. But a resupply in friendly space is 468, which is pretty quick. The reason why they probably did it this way is because the whole concept of fleets and flagships wasn't really there in Star Ruler 1. And I was thinking about I might play that game at some point here on the channel just to show you the differences, because it does do a lot of things really cool on its own. Oh, look at that. I'm earning some influence. I don't know from what. I don't know what I'm gaining it from, though. Let's look at Emo 1. I'm gaining 1 here. That might be just because of my population. Perhaps. Maybe it's the... Oh, yeah, it's probably this guy. Star Temple. I don't know if you guys... you guys see how twitchy it is? Everybody else seeing that? That's not twitchy, is it? The missionary? I really hope this recording is going well. Bam! So we just had a missionary arrive. Evangelized. It provides 1 influence stake to its owner if the Star Temple was owned by a different... Okay, yeah. Cool, so we're getting some free influence. Is this guy sending out to other planets as well? Not there. Not there. Not there either. I don't know if it hits each planet in the system. I'm not sure. I think what I want to do, though, is I want to go ahead and call it here, just in case things are messed up. We are past the 20-minute mark, so that's not too bad for this. Oh, actually, almost 30 minutes. Wow. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm going to watch the video as soon as it's done, and man, I hope everything looks okay. I think since I changed that codec so that this game actually does not lag and freak out constantly, it kind of altered how OBS shows me things. So hopefully the recording is working okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you had a good time, please consider hitting that like button down below. It helps me out a ton. It helps grow the channel. And I think we just hit 900 subs recently, which is super cool. We're so close to 1,000, which is awesome. But that's mostly in part thanks to you for sharing and liking and subscribing and all that great stuff that you guys do. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.